I love you guys so much. You guys need to see this war chest. Let's go, hit the intro. Welcome everybody back to Boost Emotion, guys. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. Thank you. Welcome everybody back to Boost Emotion, guys, and today I want to show you guys my war chest, some of the parts that I've been slowly but surely getting together. And I just want to show you guys where the Q50 is currently at this moment when it comes to parts that are not installed. So in this video, I'm just going to briefly show you some of the ideas on what I want to do in the next few weeks, because outside is finally opening up. So let's go, let me show you. Alright guys, so this is where we're at right now. Now, some of the parts that are not shown here are going to be, number one, the killer chiller unit. It pretty much uses the refrigerant from the car to cool down the heat exchanger coolant, which puts it about 32 degrees Fahrenheit, which is good for good and consistent power in the hot months. Also on top of that, I've already installed the AMS fender tank into the system, so that's not here because I already installed that on my own. But let me just show you some of the parts I already have. Some of you guys already know what I mean, why it's here and why it's not here. So let's talk about it. So number one, AMS high pressure fuel pump. Now you guys know about the high pressure fuel pump because this allows you to run this will allow you to run E85 at higher concentration of E85. This is needed if you want to run, as people have been stating to me, it's between, if you want to run anywhere above E40, E50 mix. Some people have used the stock fuel pump to run E30 mix, but if you want to go anything with anything higher on stock turbos, you're going to need a high pressure fuel pump. This is the smaller pump that AMS sells, not the bigger one that they sell. This is the one that sits on the motor. Also on top of that, when we talk about fueling, I also have Yonir's, which is pretty much my boy Enthusiast POV's low pressure fuel pump. I believe he has a Walboro 450 in here, I can't remember, but AMS does make a $200 kit where you replace the pump, the in-tank fuel pump, with the one that has a higher LPH. Okay, so you're gonna need this so you can have a higher amount of fuel pressure and deliver more fuel for if you want to run E85. Now also on top of that, you see two turbos here. I have RT turbos. I don't know when this is ever going to change. Hopefully I get these installed sometime soon. RT turbos left and right. Now at the current moment, RT turbos on 93 fuel are going to give you right around 500 wheel horsepower, depending on what the outside temperature and elevation is, and if you're all-wheel drive or rear drive or whatever, however they do your tuning. Remember, tuning is different than just throwing some parts on. So one guy might have RT turbos and make 580 on ED5, another guy may make 550. But in my kit, necessarily, I do want to run these turbos on 93 fuel. And in this video, I will say, depending on how this build continues to go, unless I sell this high pressure fuel pump and this low pressure fuel pump, I'm probably going to keep this regardless because I have larger turbos. I'm going to want to run an E30 to E50 mix, which is going to probably give me right around 540 to 580 wheel horsepower. I'm only going off by what other people's dynos have said, depending on the E mixes they use. So hopefully in the future this goes well. And the only way I'm going to do this is if I have a second car, because I need... Some people have run into injector issues once they start running a higher E content, so I want to make sure that I have a reliable car. Now, that's all the fueling and turbos. Let's move over to, I'll briefly grab this quick. This is a Z1 Motorsports engine mount. Now, this engine mount is adjustable, so that means I can install this and raise how high the engine sits. Reason being this is very important is because the stock engine mounts do suck with the high amount of torque you go through. They just crack. They're the same engine mounts from like 2008. Yes, since the GTR and first G came onto the platform. So I purchased these engine mounts. These will be installed when the motor gets dropped. to put the turbos in. I also went with a driver's side M37 axle. It's about 3.5 inches, not 3.25 inch longer than the driver's side. Remember guys, I've changed the passenger one because I was running into issues because of blown engine mounts and also blown control arms. So I decided to finally upgrade the driver's side one because my car is a little lower and I want to make sure that I don't run into any issues. So that's going to allow me to raise the engine a little bit higher in the chassis, and this is going to allow me to have an extended length because I don't want to run into any issues. Okay, so that takes care of the axle issues and the engine mounts. Now let's move over to cooling. Now from what I looked at, the transmission has two different coolers or heaters. One, it goes into a heater. So pretty much it uses the engine coolant. From what I can see, I haven't checked it yet, but from what I can see, it uses engine coolant to warm up the transmission fluid on startup because it wants the transmission fluid to get warmer. This is if you live in really cold places and the car is going to shift funny if it's really cold. So it wants to warm that transmission fluid up. But also that transmission coolant line goes into the bottom of the radiator. Now that allows the transmission oil to cool, which is kind of confusing because it starts getting warmed up, then it cools off, and then it goes back into the transmission. So what I'm aiming to do is probably delete that transmission heater, and so that it won't heat up as fast because the engine coolant is pretty hot. And I'm probably going to keep the bottom radiator connector because that's a cooler, and I'm going to do a double pass or a dual pass transmission cooler. So this will be an exterior air cooled radiator or cooler that's going to sit in front of the condenser. It's getting pretty busy over there already, and this is going to allow me to keep the transmission air cooled for the extended power time. So hopefully this helps with the transmission fluid cooling. The reason why I'm doing this is because it's more of a preventative measure in my head. I think it makes sense to add in a transmission cooler or just delete the transmission heater altogether, because as you go more and more beating on the transmission fluid, it's getting hotter, and that increases the amount of slip and you run into issues. Okay, now you can use this is an oil cooler, a basic eBay company oil cooler. Now the stock 3.0T and 3.0T Sports do not have oil coolers, but the Red Sports and the 3.0T Sports have oil coolers. I could purchase the $600-700 unit if I really want to, but I don't because it's $700-800 just for it. So I'm gonna look into trying to do a universal kit where we install an aftermarket cooler. Now I noticed, if you guys looked at the engine, if you guys pay attention, there's a little lip, so this may be kind of hard to install, but me and my friend are going to figure out how to be able to install this kit with these lines so we can keep the engine oil air cooled. After so much runs, and especially in the hot summer months, the oil does get pretty hot. I mean, you're going to see oil degrees is between 190 to 210 Fahrenheit, but knowing that this car may go through some races where it's going to get beat on, I want to make sure I have all the cooling baked as possible as what I need. So at this current moment, we're going to try to get that out and done. So notice that I've stated that I'm adding in a aftermarket cooler for the transmission fluid and hopefully deleting the heater. Also on top of that, I'm adding an engine oil cooler because I don't have one. Unless I find one in a junkyard, then I'll probably use that. But at this current moment, I couldn't beat this. It's way more affordable. We're also going to raise the engine up a little bit inside the bay, even if a half inch is good, and add in an extra longer axle. And we're going to add enough fuel to the system to make sure that these upgraded turbos are healthy. So yes, guys, this is my treasure chest at this current moment, and this is where I'm at. All right, so let's move a little forward. Let me talk with you. There's a few other things that's going to need to be done to the car too. Also, I'm going to get the wheels redone. You know, guys don't have the wet sport wheels. They're pretty much discontinued, but they do have a little scratches and paint and stuff that's messed up on it. They're not dented or cracked or anything like that, but I will get those wheels re-powder coated. I just don't want to lose the super black color, so we'll see what happens there. I'm very worried, but we'll try to figure it out. There's also some body work that needs to be done to the car, such as a dent in the rear fender and a lot of scratches and everything from the previous accident, and the front bumper is definitely cracked up. And you guys may think it looks good in video, but it is pretty beat up. I got sheetrock screws going through the bumper just to keep it together. So a lot of stuff needs to be done on the Q to make sure to bring up the looks, the performance, and the cooling of the car. So yes, guys, there's a lot of things that need to be done to this car. That's why, to finally bring it off, is to finish off this video, is that's why you guys, I've been asking you, should I get a G37? Should I get a second car for the channel? Because I want to get a second car for the channel that you guys will like to enjoy and you guys will like to watch. You know, at the end of the day, a lot of stuff needs to be done to this car, and it's going to need to be down sometimes a few days, 1 or 2 days, or maybe down for a week, for whatever needs to be done to the car. I want to make sure this car is tip-top shape for this summer, and that I can give you guys all the content. Because if this car can compete, if this car can compete, have the proper cooling, lubrication, if you know what I mean, and puts down at least 5 something wheel, and if I move up to E85, this car is going to be going upwards of 600 wheel horsepower. That means that I'm going to be pulling out like 700 horsepower to the crank, guys. So we'll see what this future holds. I'm very nervous. This is my first time ever doing something like this on this scale with any car in my life. I was always a V6 NA lover, and this is my first turbo car, but I'm getting this war chest together. And if you guys already, some of you guys are ahead of me already. I already got a lot of parts. DM me and write stuff below in the comments. Let me know if I'm missing anything here. You know, I know that maybe a few things I'm gonna need to have a few 2 or 3s of, if you know what I mean, for my E85 guys. But if I'm missing anything here, talk to me. You guys already know I got drag radials with some drag set of tires, so I'm not worried about that. So I'm just getting this together, guys, and I'm just super excited because I've been waiting for like 2-3 months just to get some of this stuff put on, and it seems like it's finally coming, and we're almost there, guys. So just hang in there with me, guys. Just hang in there with me. The content is coming. The races will be coming. We'll see what happens in the future. I'm so super excited. Damn, this is gonna be great. Thank you guys so much. If you want to contact me, you already know, boostinmotion at IG, Facebook, and boostinmotion at gmail.com. If you guys want to purchase the merch, well, it won't be this shirt, sorry. This is like one of my shirts for me, but the Teespring account is below. I changed some of the prices for you guys if you want to, if you definitely like it. Also to the people who have donated to the channel, because people asked and said, yo, they want to donate. So I made a Cash App. It's boostinmotion. Money sign boostinmotion if you want to donate. You don't have to if you don't want to. I'm not asking, but you guys be wanting to buy me shots, drinks, or at least pay a tank of gas, and I'm very appreciative of that. So if you guys want to just have a great day, man, just have a great day. I'm just so appreciative of you guys. I love you guys so much. I enjoy you guys commenting and just checking on me, just saying, Boost, are you good? Is your soul good? And I'm just want to say thank you. My soul's doing great, and I wouldn't be doing this good if it wasn't for you guys. Thank you. I love you guys. Appreciate it. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Do appreciate you guys. Love you guys very much. You can also check out the 2 links I posted for some of my other videos. Also, on top of that, if you want to purchase some boostinmotion merch, definitely check the link that I posted also. And finally, if you've been watching all my videos and you enjoy them, please hit the link to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you.